All right. Hey guys. Welcome back to DMs After Dark. It's me and Kent doing our, Playing with Ourselves series. And we are doing Tangled Blessings by Cassie Mothwin. And this is, wait, did I say that wrong?
No, you said it fine. I was just going to say that Rainey has named us, It Takes Two to Tangled Blessings.
Oh my god, I thought this is how much I pay attention. I thought that was just our first episode. I didn't realize it's the whole thing. Okay. So our series is called It Takes Two to Tangled Blessings.
It's only been 4 episodes so far. Jess is finally catching up.
I know. Wait, so this is our fourth episode.
This is our fourth episode now.
Yes, we have 2 more after this. So we're in year 3 of our school year, and we have 1 more year 4, and then it's our final duel. But this will be year 3. Yeah, Kent, what do we want to just jump into? Do we want to talk? Do we want to recap briefly, just 1 sentence where we're at, and then talk about what we did before, in between years 2 and 3?
Yeah, we can do a slight recap of last year. I think it'll be quick because last year was kind of heavy for the both of our characters. And just to kind of carry that tension over as quickly as possible, probably be a good thing.
Yeah, so for year 2, Angelica, she basically just got messed with by some sort of secret society. She's not sure. I mean, we on a meta sense have got an idea of who is involved with this cult, kind of that lazy student who kind of messed with her before. Some other, he's involved with this society. And they've just kind of messed with her throughout the school year, including stealing her reflection, kind of monitoring her with a ghost, and placing some sort of runes in her room. So she's kind of had a rough year with people messing with her. And I would say for the first year when she came into the school, she very much had the attitude of she wanted to go it alone. She wanted to not care about anyone else, just do her own thing. But now that's not working out so well. It's a little bit hard when you're on your own and people are coming at you. But yeah, that's her year 2.
Meanwhile, on kind of the opposite spectrum there, Elias has had, instead of people going after him, he's been going after himself, it seems like. He kind of stumbled into an incantation that froze his mentor in stone while bestowing him with that said mentor's good luck. He was invited to join said secret society, which we had aptly named the King's Court. And by the end of the year, had ended up joining the secret society in hopes to free what he believed to be a curse upon him and Professor Monty to set Professor Monty free.
And we both currently don't know. Angelica doesn't know that the secret society is one that Elias is joining. And Elias doesn't know that this secret society is messing with Angelica.
Yeah.
This is just kind of fallen into place.
Yeah. And at the end of the year, Elias ended up, for his final kind of year exam, I want to say, he had summoned a devil. And that devil being the one that I'm saying initially taught him that first incantation, and Elias wants answers, but it's a devil and it's being tricky and it just wants to be free. But Elias slightly has the upper hand in that the devil is bound to him for now.
Is that an upper hand? I guess you've got more time with it.
I mean, if we're thinking about just general summoning things, generally the summon can't hurt the summoner.
I see.
So,
I see. Gotcha.
Generally. But right before our second year ended, both Elias and Angelica were contacted by the speaking gem. It reached out to both of us and indicated that there's something in the rotunda that
we both desire.
That ended up being a large book that was a tome of powerful mages throughout the years and their stories, and our story was currently being written in said book. And for the sake of something that me and Jess had talked about, this book is being held by the King's Court. and we can see its insignia somewhere, either on the pedestal or somewhere on the book. But I think Angelica would notice more than Elias would. He just kind of in awe about this massive book.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the end of our second year. And we didn't quite talk about what we did in between years 2 and 3. So I'll let Jess say what Angelica had done.
Yeah, sure. In the past, like last year, she had taken the break off to kind of go and visit her friend who she's doing all of this for. But Angelica has become kind of obsessed and kind of fed up, focused, and pretty much obsessed, especially since this book revealed itself. She has stayed at school and she is just kind of obsessively gathering information and data and kind of hunting down this cult and trying to figure out and learn as much as she can.
And as for Elias, he again is still going to be staying at the school, on the school grounds, this time with a different purpose than to just kind of explore the grounds and whatnot. He needs to find a way to break this curse, and he's going to spend this summer doing that. And with the revelation that this book is, that he is a powerful mage of the ages, along with Angelica and several other famous mages and witches and warlocks and or whatnot over the years. So he's trying to, with that newfound confidence that he's going to be, or he is, one of these powerful mages, he is looking for a way to break this curse over the course of the break.
Look at us. We're both doing mad research.
More research than I've ever done personally. All right, but so you started last year. I guess I will start again this year.
All right. The first card is the 7 of Pentacles.
7 of Pentacles. And my...
Your major arcana card?
Yes, please.
Is the Star.
I'm going to just do the meanings. Doubt, loss, hope, despair, renewal. That does not sound good.
Renewal?
But renewal, yeah, it's a lot of down and then up.
Wait, the second to last one is a good one too, right? Hope? Was it hope?
Well, it's doubt, loss, hope, despair, renewal. But let's see what my prompt says. You heard a crashing sound in the common room and discovered a housemate had broken the full-length mirror. Glass shards littered the room. The housemate screamed, "I saw a creature made of smoke inside." You and the others cleaned the mess, but the student who broke the mirror became sick. Starting with their hands, their bodies slowly turned the color of ash. They were eventually quarantined, with faculty overseeing their care. What was the student like when they returned? Did you believe their story about the creature? Did you do anything to protect yourself? Ooh.
Shit.
Okay.
Shit.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I really like the question of what is he like when he comes back?
Yeah, because it's very much stating that they are not all right.
Not necessarily, but they are different.
They're definitely different. Or,
maybe the same. The same is an option. It's probably not the option either of us would take, but the same is an option.
That is true, yeah. But they were eventually quarantined, with faculty overseeing their care. What was the student like when they returned? Do you believe their story about the creature? You know what? Let's break here and create the student and see who they were.
Okay.
Okay, so we finished making our student who saw this smoke creature inside of a mirror and broke a mirror. Now this is meta, but it's very, very apt for what just happened. Xenia Bakoyani was a fellow classmate of the House of Dahlias. She was a fourth year. She was the Academy store manager. She's known for being very clumsy, so that's probably why a lot of people think she broke the mirror, and she's, blaming just like, oh, I saw something in the mirror, but she actually like tripped or like knocked the mirror down or whatever. But a little something that we didn't know at the time, maybe it's discovered later, that she is no longer who she was. She had her soul replaced with a different entity, which kind of explains, the whole body kind of turning an ashy color and whatnot. But that was the student that we just created for this prompt that I had.
And we picked everything randomly, and it fit so well again.
Yeah,
I feel like I keep saying that this game, but like, just want to reiterate.
These cards
Crazy.
are like, they're literally guiding us by the hand through this game, and it is really helpful.
I love it.
It's really helpful for us.
I know.
So Xenia had broken the mirror. Of course, all of us in the house have gotten to know one another, so on and so forth. We know that she's kind of clumsy and whatnot, so we kind of pushed it off at that. But when she started, her skin started to turn a different color, and like, obviously she needed help. So like, we contacted the faculty, like house parent, whoever they are, and going question by question here. I think when Xenia got back, at first none of us really knew we didn't notice anything different. She seemed back to her old self, back to her normal kind of like olive tan skin that she normally has. And it was probably a week or two before anyone really noticed that, hey, Xenia hasn't broken any glasses lately. Like, we normally clean it up something like, what, twice a day normally? But it's been a week. So we noticed that it's like, hey, she's not clumsy anymore, and it's just like, it sounds like a good thing, And of course, the whole after the fact, after she started turning kind of ashy color, like started to turn like all like the gray and sickly and whatnot. Like, at first we all just kind of brushed it off. It's like, oh yeah, no, she's clumsy. She didn't see anything in the mirror. And then it's just like, well, what if she did? What if she actually did see something in the mirror? Like, what if there is something in the mirror, and what if it got out when it broke? Is that going to happen to us? Because like, we all helped clean up the glass, So I think after Xenia's kind of like strange behavior when she returned, where it doesn't seem like it should be strange, but it's strange to us, the people that
kind of see her every day.
Like, we're at this point after a few years, like, we're almost like a family, And I think a few of us do believe that there's something that got loose out of that mirror, and we're not quite sure. I suspect my little devil friend may have had a hand in that, but of course he's not speaking. He's not fessing up to anything.
Do you think he's related to this smoke monster person? Maybe
he could be.
He
now.
might at least know something,
or he
what
might.
This is
Correct. So I think some of us have started to avoid any mirrors, even the mirrors in our own room. Maybe we covered it with protective sigils. We also carry around a few protective charms of our own.
So you believe her now, possibly.
There's no definitive proof, but none of us are bringing it up to her being like, hey, you're different. It's just like, what if something was different, but none of us know for sure. And like I said, like we as players pulled out her secret, and it's something replaced her, at least in her soul.
Mm-hmm.
But us in the house, we don't know that.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's other like strange behavior that she might be doing that's kind of different for her other than being not clumsy?
I actually think, yeah, like I think that after not being clumsy, like generally with clumsiness, there's also kind of like a quirkiness that usually comes to clumsy people, you know, like kind of almost like a self-doubt, like they're opposite of confidence.
Self-esteem?
Yeah, they have like a low self-esteem. Insecure. They're insecure. And after this, like without her clumsiness, we also notice that she's becoming more confident. She's not as insecure as she once was.
Okay.
She's a little bit more outgoing with people. She's, I don't know, carrying a tray of glasses around, and we're like, are you sure that's a good idea?
You want us to take those?
Yeah.
But she's got it.
And little do we know, it's not she that actually has got it. So, I think that's going to be that for my prompt.
Okay.
Let's see what you get.
Okay. So my card is the Two of Pentacles.
The two, I went right up to it too.
Haha.
And you're...
Yeah, can we do my prompt first?
You want to do your prompt first, then your meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. You attended a private club event as a trial guest. Your written invitation indicated that if you behaved, you might be invited as a permanent member, where you would enjoy the constant support of club members. During the outdoor event, everyone wore white and featureless masks. A skeleton was on full display for the duration, with members on stage bowing and chanting to it. At the end, the skeleton raised a single hand and pointed at you. What did your research reveal about this group? Did you wish to join as a lifelong member?
What? This is some, what is that movie? Oh no. That's horrifying.
But yeah, it seems
Midsommar.
like...
I was like, this feels very Midsommar.
It seems like your wish of having people around you to help you...
I'm like, yeah, let me join a club.
Let me join a
I
club.
show up and... Holy shit.
Yeah, that was...
shit. Holy shit. Talk about a dark year. I mean, maybe it's not dark, but like that's creepy as all hell.
Absolutely. Like it's very much like, oh, you attend a private club event. And it's just like, cool. It's like club members, cool. Outdoor event, cool. Skeleton on display, all right. White featureless masks, okay. Chanting.
They all go up, chant, and talk to this skeleton. and then it points at me.
Uh-huh.
My bunny is white too. That's probably the only white thing that I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My major arcana is the Fool.
The Fool. Ooh, you got the Fool.
Yeah. Which also has a white dog on it. And a white skull on it. And a white rose on it.
So, the Fool. Carelessness, optimism, recklessness, trickery.
Crap, what is the question part of my prompt again? The end?
It was like, do you join the cult?
The club.
The club. Sorry, yes. Oh, what did your research reveal about this group? Because, of course, Angelica's going to do research about people inviting her to shit. And did you wish to join as a lifelong member?
Yeah, I think what you were saying is true. That, like, I had talked about how, like, this has been kind of hard going out alone. And maybe she was looking into this club and got an invitation because she was looking for others and kind of a group. So that maybe she'd be a little bit less of a target. And what did my research reveal about this group? So I know for sure that she is going to join this group and become a lifelong member. I think she is committed. I think now she'll have some allies on her side. And maybe she'll be a little bit hard to mess with. And she'll at least have resources and other people who might know more about the secret society and if they've been targeted or if they have had any effects too. Gosh, what did her research show about this club? You know, I'm going to say that her research has showed that this club is fairly new. It doesn't have like kind of long traditional historical ties that date back in like the origin of the school or maybe the early years of the school. It's fairly recent, not too new, but like not old either.
It kind of reminds me of, because with the skeleton and the white featureless masks, maybe like the white featureless masks are actually like skull masks.
Yeah,
where,
I was
like,
just...
Go
ahead.
Where like a skull is fairly featureless. Like it has the bones and whatnot, but like if they're all the same skull, like maybe they're the skull of the skeleton that was on display.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe this cult was kind of inspired by the more recent like Day of the Dead festivities that were celebrated down in Mexico and Central and South America.
Maybe. I don't think I want to go too much into that just because I don't know much about the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, I'm not saying like it's heavily influenced, but like more of the like
maybe transpired from, or like
transpire. It's like yeah, kind of like, oh, I like that look. Like it's the image of the like the general face paint where it's like the colorful skulls. Instead, they just kind of like,
this is like the complete opposite. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they just kind of wiped the color away. And
no, probably not. I think I'll probably go in a different direction. I do like the idea of the skull. I do like the idea of the white mask or the featureless mask being kind of like a bone skull and matching kind of the skeleton. I like that. I think along the same lines, I think one of the things that she found in her research is that no one really knows who is in the club except for members that came after them. So members that show up and that the skeleton kind of points to, that is like maybe the new initiate. And if they join, they get a mask, but they know no one else really. Like you show up and you are constantly masked. Kind of ambiguity and being anonymous is like an important feature of the club. So maybe they share knowledge, maybe they bring questions, but no one really... I'm sure you can deduce some ways. I'm sure you have theories. I'm sure you might be able to tell eventually. But I think a core feature of it is that everyone is about the same and they come here for the purpose of knowledge and resources and support for good and for bad. I'm going to say that they delve heavily into like death magic as well. Like death magic, maybe necromancy, since there is a moving skeleton here.
So maybe this is a group that they are based on knowledge, like you had said, and they are very much anonymous and with all of their things, and maybe there's magic in place that when you enter the area before anyone gets a chance to see you, you are automatically masked. Whether you are invited or not, like the people who...
Ooh, and then the skeleton points to you because it knows that you're the newest initiate.
Or you are the one to be invited, and anyone else that is not invited, like actually invited, they can't find their way back here.
Ooh.
And what is kind of shared amongst this is almost like forbidden knowledge.
Yeah. I love it. Yes.
So like no one actually can know who's in this group.
I agree. That's even better.
Any attempt to say, like, if you try to say, oh, I'm Angelica Thompson, it gets jumbled. Like, you say it, you say it, but everyone else hears just blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's a major faux pas in the club.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love that idea of being kind of masked in it before attendance or in attendance and then remaining a secret to each other and the other attendees. Yeah.
Complete anonymity.
Yes. I love it. I think that's what I'll go with.
So it also very much kind of aligns with Angelica's
seeking knowledge and power,
but also kind of remaining alone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
Like you're a part of a group,
He's a part of
no
people,
one,
but still, yeah.
But no one knows.
It's like one tiny foot in instead of the whole thing.
Yep.
Like perfect for her.
What should we name? What would you like the name of the society to be?
You know, I feel like it generally doesn't have a name, but people often call it in the research maybe just the Faceless.
The Faceless?
Yeah.
It makes sense because like no one knows anyone's actual face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Jess finally joining a cult.
It's not a cult club.
All right. Now, I guess on to my second prompt.
Queen of Pentacles.
Okay.
The Wheel of Fortune, X10.
Fate, destiny, curses, luck, excessiveness.
Okay.
Okay. This might be a good thing for Elias. And now the Queen. This year marked a very special occasion. The super blue blood moon. This lunar eclipse event sparked controversy among all. Some said that it was best to ignore all rituals this day, and that to engage magically with the moon during the event would invoke dark magic and summon specters from the grave. Others claimed this was the perfect time to unlock deeper magic within, and that dancing by the lake unclothed promised years of refined and precise casting. Did you participate in any blood moon activities? How did the mood on campus change once it was over?
Wow, so cool.
Well.
Also want to note that we are currently in a month that has the blood moon.
Yes, that is very much so. In case you were unaware, October had several celestial events going on. We had a super blood moon this year. We also had a solar eclipse, the 14th. I also believe the 13th.
Friday the 13th was
Friday the 13th, but I believe also on the Friday the 13th it was a new moon.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So, very weird month for October this year. Spooky season.
It's unfortunate this episode is going to come out after October. I was going to say people do spooky things. This is the month to do it. Witches, break out your spells.
I still believe spooky season goes into November.
What?
Yes.
What?
Hey, if Christmas can start after October, spooky season can continue into November.
I mean, I do Christmas after November.
Well, oh boy, well, who are we talking about here? We're talking about Elias. Of course, he's going to go dancing naked by the lake.
Great.
You know, like, it's also...
He's like celebrating magic. Ooh.
I think he's doing a little bit more than that, unfortunately.
Oh, gosh.
Because...
He's like, this is the perfect time to break.
This might be the perfect time to actually, yes, hopefully break this curse that has befallen... It's Elias's fault for, like, 100%, but, like, this curse that has befallen him and Professor Monty.
But, like, of all the times, Elias has made a lot of mistakes, but they specifically warned against the things that would happen, and Elias is going to do it?
Hey, did you hear my brief meanings? It's fate, destiny, curses are involved, a lot of luck, and excessiveness. So I think he's going to be trying probably as much as he can on this night, you know? It's probably not going to be good. Like, of course, a lot of Elias does. Like, there are consequences. For sure. Why do I always end up shooting myself in the foot?
I mean, honestly, it's true to Elias, to be fair. This has been Elias year 1 and year 2.
Yeah, like...
Keep at it, Elias.
But, like, I keep doing things to, like, shoot my characters in the foot. Because I'm thinking that, hey, guess what? I accidentally just freed my demon.
As long as you don't win the final battle.
But I think with this event, Elias is going to try to make his devil talk. And doing this along with the good luck, good fortune that is being siphoned into him by Professor Monty, he believes that he has a great chance of actually doing something on this night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, absolutely he's participating in some events. Like, maybe he's not, like, joining a group or anything that's doing something, but, like, he's 100% doing something. And it's not gonna be good. But I do believe that with this, with the good fortune that he has, and with a little bit of a luck, that his devil companion does talk.
Okay.
And he does end up getting the reversal incantation out of him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, again, like I said, there's a cost, there's consequences for what Elias has done.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that, he has freed his little devil from his bond.
Maybe he's no longer little.
Yeah, I think he's, with his bonds, his shackles free, he has regained power that he had, you know?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of dark power on this night.
Yep. And I think the devil kind of flees into the forest after Elias got his answers. And with any luck, any of the good fortune that he still has coming in through him, Elias hopes that whatever's in that forest is more powerful than that devil, and he will not see it again.
Oh, so no one else knows.
No, he kind of did the thing, like the beginning of the second year, though. He kind of went off on his own. He maybe that he can see someone across the lake. Maybe they're doing something. Maybe there's a group of people who are, maybe it's not like a ritual they're doing. They're throwing an eclipse party. They're having fun under the moon.
Yeah, that's fair.
But Elias is breaking bonds and hopefully curses as well. After the eclipse has gone completed and party across the lake is kind of dying down, people are kind of conking out. The next morning, I think there is a ruckus, a kind of sense of urgency that spread across the campus. People have found out about a devil that absconded into the forest. Unfortunately, against Elias's wishes, nothing kind of distracted the devil, and he's kind of flitting between the forest and the campus, causing havoc and mayhem.
Mm-hmm.
So, just another thing that Elias kind of seemed to have fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But on the upside, he has
possibly what he needs. The spell.
Yeah, he possibly has what he needs to break the curse upon himself and Professor Monty. But I think he'll do that another time.
Funny how this lucky dude, things work out the way he wants them to, but he's also still unlucky at the same time.
So let's get to Angelica's second prompt.
Okay, prompt 2. The 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, prompt again first, please. I like the prompt first, so then I can mull and then see the theme that I need to pull into it.
Okay. The east wing of the Academy closed this year. A solid reason was never given, but something led you to investigate. Within the silent hall, you found black tar dripping from the ceiling and a soft growl echoed from room to room. Why did you go there? What else did you discover? What did it want from you?
Okay. And my major arcana is the High Priestess, 2.
Intuition, secrets, silence, Uncertainty.
I mean, I think at this point, or maybe all of her life, Angelica has hated uncertainty and not knowing. And so when this occurred, when this happened, Angelica always needs to know more. You know, she's all about information and always needs to know more. So she, of course, snuck in to the East Wing to see what they were hiding there.
Black tar dripping from the ceiling and a soft growl that echoed from room to room.
I think at first she was definitely hesitant. I think actually the black tar might be related, but not directly from the creature here. I think what has happened when she kind of snuck into the East Wing, she's found that kind of a portal has been opened to some strange different place, some strange creatures, kind of just a world very different than their own. And I think the black tar that's kind of encasing and surrounding this wing is meant to kind of entrap it and keep it here while they figure out what to do. It's almost like something just to slow it down and contain it. And so there's this kind of sticky black ichor that they've coated throughout the wing. But there is a creature here that came through from the other side, that is traversing this wing, trying to figure out either how to escape and how to get out. And what does it want?
What does it want from you?
What does it want from me? I think at the forefront, it doesn't really recognize Angelica, and what it wants is to escape. It wants to it came here with intention. It came here with purpose. And I think it wants to get out of the East Wing and get through to the school. So it wants her, since she was able to sneak in, kind of that knowledge maybe of how to seek out and what this thing is that is containing her. But I think whatever this is, it wants the book. The book that's in the,
the rotunda?
The rotunda? Yeah, in the rotunda.
How does it know of the book?
I think she doesn't know. I think she doesn't know. I think the creature just asks about it, and she's surprised that it knows about it. Because it seems like it's not from this world.
Maybe this has something to do with Elias's freed devil.
Maybe.
Maybe the devil came and the East Wing happened to be prime spot to open a portal to elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that got through came here looking for the book. Because it obviously holds some sort of magic that can maybe at some point predict the future.
Mm-hmm. Or change the past or something along those lines.
Or maybe, rewrite the past, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. And, as I'm kind of thinking more, I kind of think that the Faceless Club that she joined, I think the way it might kind of work is that you have to bring a secret or some sort of new knowledge in order to gain a secret or new knowledge. And I think this might be something that maybe she could try and figure out and learn. Yeah.
Yeah, you bring knowledge of a artifact in the rotunda.
Oh, no, not that. I'm thinking more just like the creature or this black ichor or the portal, things like that. If she can study some sort of magic or information there. Ideally, I think she's going to try and dupe herself right out of this East Wing.
Yep. She came in here. She found something to sate her curiosity.
Yeah.
And when she came across this creature, she's just like, nope, time for me to leave.
Yeah. I mean, I think actually the more Angelica thing would be to try and see if it wants something else and see if she can gain something else from it, or maybe close the portal and push. She would definitely try to push this thing back into the portal and close it herself. But I don't think she's going to be able to. She's like a third year. So she might do herself right back out. And maybe she might try and do some more research and come back and see if she can gain anything. She's got a lot of things to figure out.
Yeah. So is that it for
I think so,
Angelica's?
Yeah. I think that will be it for my second prompt.
Okay. So that leads us to my Elias's third prompt.
Final prompt. The 5 of Pentacles. This is a very Elias looking card. And your major arcana is... Oh, it's the star again. XV2. The scar that I now know is a star.
And that is doubt, loss, hope, despair, renewal.
Ah, it's this one.
That is that one.
It's very Elias. No wonder he got it twice.
I also got a glimpse of the prompt. 2 of Blackroot's towers are joined by a narrow, uncovered bridge. Walking across it one day, you had a strange sensation, and when you looked around, you realized time had stopped. A cloaked figure in black walked towards you, through you, and stepped over the edge of the bridge. A frenzied whisper immediately echoed around you. They didn't tell me what I sold. Time resumed, and a new statue was in place where the figure jumped. What do you think the spirit sold? What does the plaque in front of the new statue say?
Shit, that's cool.
Whoa.
Shit, that's cool. That's
well, creepy. Super creepy.
That's creepy.
They didn't tell me what I sold. Ooh. This is actually really good, being that I had my third prompt has the same major arcana as my first prompt. I think this spirit is Xenia, because her soul was displaced from her.
Yeah.
From her body, and
it was replaced, yeah.
It was replaced.
But she sold it.
But they didn't tell me what I sold, and that could be very much she accidentally sold her soul. Maybe she agreed to something in kind of like what Elias would do in a way to like experience more things, or maybe true to her own kind of personality in a clumsy manner, so that whoever they are, they kind of promised her something, and it seemed like a good deal, but she never bargained for a price, you know?
She took it unknowingly.
It was an unknowing kind of like, it's like, oh, that sounds good, shakes hand, and then they're gone. And doing that, she never actually agreed to a price, so they just took something. So she unwittingly sold her soul. Or actually, she sold her body. Which now houses...
Yeah, that makes sense.
A different spirit, a different entity.
That makes sense.
And what does the plaque in front of the new statue say? I kind of want to say that, like, this... Because this prompt says that there's a new statue.
Yeah, it appeared after.
There are other statues along this bridge as well.
Oh, okay.
That each one kind of has a prompt, and they're all one after the other, going down the bridge across from each other, you know? Kind of like a normal...
Yeah, like a row of statues. Yeah, on both sides. I get it.
And like this one, it did seem kind of odd. It was like maybe this was like the direct middle. You know, there were 4 on one side, 4 on the other, and like the middle, there wasn't anything. And now when the spirit kind of went off the edge and time resumed, a 5th statue on the left side of the bridge appeared. And I want to say that the plaque in front of this new statue, the statue being vaguely reminiscent of Xenia herself.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly her, because her body is still walking around the academy.
Or
But
close, like it might be a relative or...
yeah, like they're like, maybe there's, if you look, maybe it is a cloaked figure of a statue, and if you look closely under the hood, you can actually see her face.
Oh, that's creepy. I like it. Creepy, but I like it.
So I think the plaque in front of the statue is kind of a warning. It is a warning. And it's, don't accept a deal without setting a price.
Without knowing the price, maybe.
No, without setting the price.
A price? Okay.
Which, come to think of it, Elias probably never exactly set a price when bargaining with his devil. So maybe this little event, maybe Xenia, seeing kind of what he had done, is trying to warn him to be careful of
of really everything Elias does.
Pretty much, yeah, I know, God. But to be careful of the price that could be taken for the knowledge that he has gained. I think that is the total of Elias's second prompt there.
Second year, yeah. Nice.
Oh, third year.
Or third year, that's right.
Yeah.
We both got it wrong. All right, so my Angelica's last prompt. The 9 of Pentacles.
You really keep going 8 and 9s, don't you?
Oh, did I get that last year too?
Yes, you did.
Ah.
You did the Page of Cups, the 8 of Cups, and then the 9 of Cups. This year you did the 2, the 8, and the 9.
Meant to be, those are her numbers, I guess.
Apparently.
Right. What is the prompt?
While exploring the grounds, something made you angry. So angry that arcane energy erupted from your skin and tore every leaf from a nearby tree to shreds. The tree remains bare to this day. What caused you to lose your temper? Did anyone get hurt? How do you keep your power in check now? What rumors were caused by this event? Ooh, this one's a lot of questions for this one.
It is. And my major arcana is Judgment, XX. So 20.
Judgment, yeah. Kind of, being judged on this. Renewal, awakening, responsibility, criticism.
Okay. So, I'm going to say that Angelica has had a better year this year. She's joined the club. She's gained some knowledge, but it still has been very unfruitful in terms of the cult. She's uncovered a lot of secrets. She's done a lot of research. She's learning. She's growing, but she's making very little headway with figuring out who this cult is in the school. And I'm going to say while she's exploring the grounds, she just finds a lot more of these symbols, of the cult symbols in various hidden places. And it is infuriating how little she can learn and figure out about them. And it just feels like it's just taunting her and coming at her. And it feels very personal, especially with the obsession she has now with them. And I think just finding more of these symbols, she just went into a rage. And I think I'm going to say that she has, I know it said that it shredded these leaves, but I imagine as almost like a burst of fire, since she had that kind of inner fire power that she got.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, that she figured out last year. And I think she just shredded these leaves down with just rays of, scorching flame. And I'm going to say a few people did get hurt. A few people did get hurt. And
like maybe it was, this tree was in the courtyard and you happen to spy the sigil.
Yeah.
Not imprinted into the bark, like carved, but the sigil seemed to have grown in the bark.
Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly something that Angelica would happen to Angelica and that she would see. Yeah.
And that way, like, maybe there were people lounging and relaxing underneath this tree, and when your flames erupted from your anger, that maybe a few of them got burned. Maybe it wasn't just the leaves. Maybe a limb or two fell down.
Of the trees, yes.
Of the tree, and then not of the people. Not of the people.
It was like of the trees, yes.
Sorry.
But I love that. I love that idea. And I do think that a few people got hurt. And whether she got hurt herself or whether she went to the hospital, or not to the hospital, to the infirmary, or whether she was brought to the infirmary. Since I have this judgment awakening card, I think that it was just a very harsh reality, being kind of in a healthcare setting again and remembering her friend and visiting her at the hospital constantly. And it was just very jarring for her. Like, what is she doing? Like, what has she been doing for this last year? She had done all this to help her friend. And in the last year, she has gained all of this knowledge, and none of it was toward that direction. Intentionally not towards that direction, right? And I think that this is a very shaking event for her.
Kind of jolts her back into her original
I don't
mindset.
I don't know. I think it's reminded her of it. I don't know if I think she hasn't really settled yet. I think she's in that in between where she's jolted by that reality, but I don't know if she's decided yet where it will go.
Maybe like this is the sudden realization that like she's actually standing upon a fork in her life, that like one leads down to helping her friend and the other one is more. I know you were saying Angelica was trying to help her friend for selfish reasons in the first place, but the second path leads her down to a even more selfish path, like something that's just directly for her.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, so she wasn't trying to help Angelica for selfish reasons, but she wasn't a good person. Like, she was willing to do whatever it took to help her friend. And yeah, this is like you were saying, this is kind of a fork, one towards kind of helping her friend, one towards that selfishness. Yeah. That is kind of deep within Angelica. So it's just kind of earth shaking.
So how does Angelica keep her power in check now?
Yeah, that is one part that I have not figured out yet.
Maybe she, because like this is a very like the cult is a kind of a trigger thing for her. Maybe she backs off the searching for the cult for a little bit. Maybe she stops trying to notice signs of them everywhere, because she ends up finding signs of them everywhere, but she finds signs, but she doesn't find answers.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to make that determination before her next year. I haven't really decided. I kind of want to see where the next year goes, to see which kind of pathway she'll pursue, if she'll give up searching for the cult or not. But keeping her powers in check and the sigil.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
Maybe because she was targeted by the cult before.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of knows that they are kind of seeking her.
Mm-hmm.
And that they had invited her in the past. Maybe she kind of relents, and to find more information about the cult, she finally joins.
That's pretty good.
So it does kind of annoy her that she has to do this.
She can't keep doing it the way she's doing it now. Very little information.
And like the best option is to actually join the cult, and maybe that makes her more angry, but it kind of keeps her at like that simmer instead of erupting boil, you know?
Yeah. No, I love it. That is what I will go with. In order to find out more, Angelica concedes and reaches out and tries to join this cult.
And now, what rumors were caused by this event?
Oh my God, there's another question. God
There's
damn it.
one more question.
I thought I hit them all. Okay. What rumors were caused by this event? I mean,
Angelica already had a bunch of rumors about her. You know, she was.
Yeah. I was going to say that, like, I think probably another reason why she's maybe even joined the cult as well is that.
Maybe because, this year she's had. It seems like this year Angelica has kept a low profile for for a long time this year. And maybe, like, with this event, like, those rumors kind of boil back up. You know, the whole, oh, she rekindles all of those old ones, like she's stealing power, she's...
I was actually going to say, like, one of the things from her first year was how she was kind of cheating, you know what I mean? And, like, maybe, like, rumors come out that Angelica's really shitty at her magic and she doesn't have a hold on it. She doesn't have control.
Or maybe, like, she's stolen so much power that she can't control it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And that she doesn't care about people, right?
Yep.
More casualties to her. I mean, this is her first casualty in comparison. but yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think those are the rumors that kind of go out there.
Okay. She's, rekindled those rumors of power theft and cheating, and now a new one is born that she can't control the power that she has stolen.
Mm-hmm. And that is our 3 prompts for the 3rd year.
That is our 3 prompts, but that is not the end of our 3rd year. No. Because the end of the 3rd year, something happens.
Of course it does.
This year closed out with the alumni-hosted Masquerade Ball, a 6-hour formal event celebrating the achievements of Blackroot's graduates. It was your chance to network, party, and fully embrace the magical world that could await you. Who did you attend the ball with? Who did you dance with? Who was escorted out? Who did you bury to get here?
Who did you bury to get here?
Who did you hurt? Who was found murdered in the hall?
Wow, well, shit. There are a lot of questions there.
There are a lot of questions.
All right, let's start from the top.
So first off, this is also kind of another way for Angelica to kind of do what she wanted to do at the beginning of this year, you know, kind of expand out and kind of like network and get to know more people this year, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that actually maybe with her last prompt, her chances of actually doing that kind of fizzled with that tree.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Good thing she's got a secret club that no one knows who she is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do you think Angelica attended the ball with anyone? Or
I think Angelica attended the ball, but she goes alone.
She goes alone?
She arrives alone. Yes.
So, instead of who did you dance with, did anyone want to dance with Angelica?
I think Angelica asks Elias to dance. Trying to think if anyone else has really messed with her. I don't think she would ask the boy who said that she cheated.
No. So the question that I posed is, did anyone ask Angelica to dance?
No one has asked, unless you did, but like, no one has asked Angelica to dance. But I think Angelica asks Elias to dance.
I think that is a kind of a good thing, because that could be a dance is kind of a good way to speak almost secretly in an open form, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the dance that Elias and Angelica have, I think it would be a good chance for Angelica to say that she has joined the cult. that we learned about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a good chance to find out that Elias has already been in the cult for at least a year now.
Okay.
And I think Elias, I think he attended the ball with Xenia's entity.
Oh gosh.
I think
Just
not only
befriending demons and devils left and right.
Apparently what Elias is doing, but it also could be a thing because he believes that his former devil was responsible for Xenia's soul being, or not responsible, but related.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a related thing, and I think it was Xenia's new entity because she is being more confident, more forward towards everything, and I think this entity is also keeping an eye on Elias for the devil.
Gotcha. Oh, I mean, that makes sense. It's like a second person to be turned to stone.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
To a degree. Kind of differently, but stone and statue. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, for the fourth question, who did you bury to get here? Well, Elias, we all know what Elias has done. Maybe not to the ball, but like to get to where he's at. He has made a sacrifice.
Now that I have this question, I wonder, maybe because I have no idea, who did she bury to get here? Okay, I don't know if this is too much, but what I'm thinking is that Angelica reached out to accept or to join the cult, but the cult no longer had an offer for her because they had kind of completed their member list situation. And so in order to get here, and I imagine like when the members kind of attended this dance, maybe they were all wearing some sort of pin that like bared this symbol. That's kind of how Elias and Angelica kind of both knew and recognized that they were both part of this cult. Mm-hmm. She found out that Elias had joined a year back and Angelica had joined recently. But I think in order to join, she had killed one of the members of the cult in order to free up a spot. I don't know if that's too much, but that's what I'm going with because that's the idea in my head.
That's fine. You want to turn? Are you sure you want to turn in Angelica
into a murder? Who did she bury? You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be physically buried. It could be socially.
Yep, that's true.
That's true. So
I'm going to go with it though. Angelica has been power hungry and going kind of like, she's had some intense obsession and she needs to figure this out. And I mentioned at the beginning that like Angelica's the type of person who will cross lines and do what it takes to help her friend, but now to figure out this shit.
So I did have an idea because like I had said, I had read the things in between the prompts, and this is something that I read. And I had an idea for this way back after our first year. Mm-hmm. It is different, but it still works. So maybe you buried Drew Taylor socially. You finally were able to get enough evidence that he has been a cheat this entire time, that he has done nothing this entire time.
That's fair.
And he was subsequently removed
that's a great idea.
From the cult.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
And of course, as we had stated, people who are removed from the cult have their memories wiped of the cult.
Yep.
But so he had that happen, and that is how you were able to join.
Oh, that is a great idea.
Now, this works excellent into who was escorted out. Because I believe Drew Taylor was escorted out because his social life at the school, now that he has been found out to be a cheat and a liar, is coming to a crashing, absolutely like, like those big ass wine, like the champagne towers.
Yes, yeah.
That level of crashing down, like someone just hurled a bowling ball into the middle of that, and that is his social life at this academy now.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
So I think he gets drunk at this ball, and he is doing that "do you know who I am" type of deal, and he is just out of it, and he is escorted out of the ball. And I believe Drew Taylor also
is the body.
That's who I was thinking was going to be the body. No, It is not. No, but his date was Chloe Merrick, the
news reporter.
The news reporter,
okay,
who was
falsifying, or telling stories, or creating stories,
fake stories,
something like that,
fake real story. Yeah.
Yes.
Because you also put her into the cult.
Yes.
And they do seem like they would be a pair to conspire with and amongst each other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know who you hurt. You hurt Drew Taylor, right where he doesn't want to be hurt.
In
his social status. As for Elias,
well, you already answered that question.
Yeah, I answered. So, like, who did Elias hurt?
Oh, there's another question. Who did you hurt?
Yes,
to get here?
I think this, like, it was Elias, and this is going to like the very like school social type of thing. Like, maybe someone else had invited Elias out to the ball.
Aw, look at you! What a sweet. I just destroyed someone's reputation per your idea. You softly rejected. Go ahead.
But he did it. He rejected because he knew of Xenia's entity and the possible connection to his, and it's that whole keep your enemies closer thing, So maybe there's a, like, the person that he ended up hurting wasn't physically, but it was emotionally.
Emotionally, yeah.
Now, who was found murdered in the hall?
So you're thinking it's Chloe?
No.
Oh, okay. What were you thinking?
So, because this is done at the end of the year, and Elias had gotten his answers that he wanted earlier in the year with the stuff that he had done.
Okay.
I think that he did manage to break the curse on Professor Monty,
Okay.
And that had happened maybe a few days, maybe a week or two before the ball had happened. And Professor Monty there made his triumphant return. Like, there have been some students who had missed seeing him. They didn't know what happened from last year. No one really said anything. Elias certainly didn't say anything, especially to like the faculty or whatnot. Like, they believe that maybe he took a bender and kind of disappeared into the woods. But he's back. He's been back for maybe about a week now, and everything was going good. Elias had apologized up and down for what he had gotten him into and for what he had done, and explained like the steps that he had taken and the risks that he had taken to break this curse. And I do believe that, unfortunately, the price that Elias ends up paying is with Professor Monty's life.
He's free, but he's dead.
But the price has yet to be taken.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a good full circle story for Elias's year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
like I said, I apparently I just like shooting my characters in the foot, you know?
I think it is a good full circle, though. I think that makes sense. Ugh.
And
Poor Elias.
He just could not, although he had been given that warning by Xenia's spirit, he just couldn't see when or what that price was going to be. Maybe he was hoping it was going to be something taken from him. But it was, but not directly.
Mm-hmm. Ah, that's great. That's great. I love it.
And that would conclude our third year. At this time, this would be a break between years. Let's get to that for our characters now. I actually think this year, for Elias, he is going to go home. For the first time in almost 3 years, he's going to go home to his family to see his loved ones after what had transpired this year. He hadn't gone home after the first year for the sheer enjoyment that he was getting and the ecstasy he was feeling using and learning magic. He didn't go home the second year because he had done something that he needed to fix, and he didn't have time to do it throughout the year. But throughout his third year, he fixed what he had done, and now he had lost what he had wanted to hold.
Yeah.
So this year's break, he is going to go home and see his family, and he's going to take that break time to heal, to kind of recenter himself, because he's also going to, I think he's going to go camping.
Isolate himself a little.
And isolate himself to reminisce on the lessons that Astriomonte had taught him at his short time together at Blackroot with him.
Oh, that's so sad. I think Angelica is going to stay on campus in between. I think with a lot of the organizations and societies and groups she has chosen to join in with this year, I think they have demands for her. And I think that she chooses to stay and try and kind of accomplish all of these tasks being put upon her from all these different organizations that she has joined into. And so I think she will stay. She's not so liking being amongst the people either.
Yeah.
Is how I'm feeling it.
But yeah, this is kind of the opposite now. Like it went, because Angelica went home her first year, and now has stayed the next two, and Elias stayed the first two and has gone home his third.
Yep. Elias is also kind of, it seems like, getting more isolated as well.
Yeah,
kind of alone.
I think that this year was a shift between our two characters from being one being social to isolation, the other one going from isolation to having people, maybe not true social life, but like Angelica started to have people that she can have conversations with, even though in secret.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I imagine her also have maybe joined a couple others too to try and learn more.
Yeah.
And now she's got the King's Crown, or the King's Court.
The King's Court, yep.
To figure out too.
Yeah, she's got the King's Court to kind of investigate, and she's got the what did you name the club?
The Faceless.
The Faceless. She's got the Faceless to kind of consort with.
Yep.
Well, that certainly was a sad year at least for Elias.
I think a little for Angelica too.
Yeah, because it
certainly not as sad as Elias, but I think it was a sad year for Angelica too.
Yeah, because it was that realization that she's may be leaving her friend. She might be leaving her friend behind. But thank you everyone for listening. This has been wonderful to play. I 100% recommend it. I believe you can find it if you want to pick it up. Maybe just look up the author, Cassie Mothwin. I believe she may have her own website that links all of her other games. And like always, follow us on all the socials. We're on all the socials, including X. Although, who knows how much longer that one's going to last.
Yeah, we'll see.
But we are also on all the podcasts apps that I know of. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, I believe is the other one.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's one more. But yeah, give us a like, send us an email if you have any questions about anything, comments. We always like hearing people, what they think of our games and whatnot, how we play them, all that fun stuff. And I think that's gonna be a wrap.
Till next year.
Till next year. Do we have an outro thing for this, or
make sure you check how much things cost. Check the price.
Check your prices.